Okay.
All members of the Bolton Board of Appeals are present and attending. The overview of the first initial application hearing has been given, and the applicant has presented their narrative.
Is presenting now. Yep. Okay. So on this layout they have, can you zoom it out a little bit so we can see where the actual house is and all the
Sure.
all the items on the property? So
Sure.
yeah. Okay.
There you go, sir.
All right. So is this the home right there?
Yeah, in front of the garage. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. And then you got the well area. The proposed SDS, is that the septic system?
Yeah, that's the proposed move leach field there.
Okay. And then the hash marks and all that down below, is that part of the wetlands?
So yeah, so Rebecca with conservation had looked at, because obviously I had to apply for the building permit, get it denied to come before this meeting.
Right.
She had some concern from the aerial maps, and then Dillis and Roy actually went out and delineated further over. So what's shown on the plan is the extent that they had done previously in 2000, I believe 11 or 12, before I purchased the property.
Okay.
So the wetlands actually go further. So that line is actually even up a little further. It's actually cutting through a little bit, the back section of the proposed garage. So I am going to have to also apply for, or get a notice of intent and have a, hopefully that approved as well. So the majority of the wetlands is about 120 feet away from the garage.
Okay.
There's one section about 30 by 20 that cuts out, and that is what's, and then when you throw the buffer off of that, it cuts through a little bit of the back of the garage. So it's actually, that line is actually even a little bit closer than what's shown on this plan.
So is at where the garage is sited here, that's as far away from any property line as you can get it?
Yeah, so the leach field cannot go anywhere else from where it is.
Okay.
And you notice the lot isn't a 90-degree corner.
Right.
So, any further I come, towards Whitcomb Road pushes it, further towards this Sugar Road, which gets it on top of the septic, which.
Okay. All right. So the first condition with regard to a variance application, you have to show that the topography of the land has some unique conditions that sort of help sort of create and or require a variance to be able to site the proposed structure. So certainly that issue with regard to the wetlands, and your septic and whatnot plays into it. So, and then you was there an actual, did I see a layout of the garage, or can you describe the garage, like the size that?
Yeah, so
proposing? Is it one height, one level?
It's going to be a gambrel, which will match my existing, the style. I have cedar shakes with green trim. It's going to match the same exact style as the house. It's going to be a gambrel. So the main body is going to be 45 by 32, and then it'll jog back after that for a shop area. So it'll be 3 bays, one for storage, one for F450 utility body, and then the other bay will be for my forklift.
So yes, I have also reflected that onto the screen that I'm sharing as well.
What's the height?
So it'll be, I'm going to put a 10-foot garage door. So, 10, 12, be about 25 feet or so.
So is that just going to be a loft, or it's not? Is it? It's not.
Yeah, that's just for storage.
Loft. Okay.
I have a question, Jordan.
Sure.
So Mitch, can you explain why this garage cannot be moved next to or onto the sort of dead arm portion of the existing driveway that's shown on the plan?
Well, so I won't be able, if I move it close to there, it'll be on top of the leach field. I can't move that, the septic leach field can't move anywhere from where that is. So, if I have to go with the required setbacks, it'll, you can't have the foundation wall. It'll be not a full foundation, obviously, it'll be a 4-foot frost wall, but it'll be on top of the leach field, which, I can't do. The dash line, that follows the solid line of the lot lines is the required setbacks. So if you were to slide that, forward, that puts it all the way, essentially the garage would be on top of the leach field and the tank, the septic tank as well.
Does that answer
Okay,
your
maybe
question, Andy?
maybe I'm not seeing it correctly. Or maybe it's not drawn to scale or something. It just seems like the whole thing could be, shifted toward the.
Can you zoom that out,
closer to-
Todd, so we can see that a little better?
You got it. Hang on.
So,
Obviously that would, you'd still, even if that happened, you'd still have one setback that would be, outside of the allowable anyway, but.
mhm.
Well, so like from the lot line where the garage is to the garage itself is 48 feet. So, it just wouldn't fit like that with the,
Mhm.
with the lot not being a 90-degree corner. It wouldn't, I looked at that, but it's just not possible with the septic there.
Okay.
Is this septic design like approved by the Board of Health or anything yet? Have you
Yeah, so
confirmed?
they're sending that out now.
Okay.
They're just, like I said, just had the wetlands re-delineated. This is the original one I had. So that is being sent out to be approved.
Mhm.
When was this property developed? I'm trying to figure out under what version of zoning it was done. You know what year the house was built?
2013.
Okay.
So they actually relaxed the setback requirements, I believe from the riverfront for septic systems. So that's the only thing that's actually making this at all possible. Where the current septic is, which is, you can see runs perpendicular with that back line. That's as far as it could be previously. Now that they've relaxed those setbacks, I'm able to move that and, hopefully put a garage in.
Does the footprint, does your current residence already include a garage?
Yes, I have a garage.
Where is that? Is it attached or detached?
Attached. So that's, right in front of the driveway there, that section.
So it's an attached garage there, huh?
With the master bedrooms on above there.
Okay. Mhm. So, I mean, that potentially still use for your own vehicles, but this is more for the construction equipment.
Yeah, so like I said, the
storage of items that either aren't on site, or if they were on site, they were outside, and either, potential damage to elements or unsightly if people, I don't know what neighbors can see or not see onto your property and whatnot.
Yeah, so like I said, I have the forklift, about 60 staging planks, pump jacks, scaffolding, all at my father's house currently.
Right.
And then I have a ton of construction stuff in my garage currently,
Right.
Stacked up against the walls and whatnot.
Right.
And then are you going to be paving a drive to this particular location?
Yes,
Okay, so what does that look like? But when I look at this from the top, it looks like you're gonna have 3 garage bays across this 44-foot.
yeah, so basically, you know, in front of that 44 feet, there'll be a, you know, a garage, and then it'll kind of, you know, almost kind of mimic what's in front of the house, you know,
Mhm.
kind of, you know, wide, and then go back down. So I can, you know, come in, turn, and then back into the garage. So so be using Schedule 40 pipe in the leach field and be putting part of the, you know, part of the pavement driveway will be on top of the leach field.
And then I know that it's one of neighbors did a letter submitting that they were.
That's correct. I can, if you'd like, I can pull that up now if you like.
Yeah, I believe there were 2 letters in the packet. Was that correct, Todd?
I know that there's at least one, and I received one separately as well. Hang on.
Yeah, I think there were 2 referenced in the packet, or I saw 2. And I think they were on the both abutting sides.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. There is 2. One from a Mr. Samuel and Sarah Montgomery, and one for a from a Pamela L. Duggan that you see here. One on Sugar Road, and the other on 31 Whitcomb.
So
Can you
which
show us where those
abutters are
properties
those?
are?
Yeah.
So the property in the back, that says on the plot plan I provided, that says Susan and Thomas Wildman, that's Pam Duggan actually purchased that property after, I don't know if anybody knew Tommy had a heart attack maybe 6 years ago. So he passed away, and his wife ended up knew Pam from they were involved with I guess horses together, and she actually purchased the property. So she has actually horses there, and then they have a corral on Butterbrook as well. And then Sam is, you know, the other property that's off of Wickham.
So can you, yeah, now that we're on the plan, can you show us which properties are? So that's the one right to the right, and then,
Yeah, right here.
yep, and then the other property, the other letters came from where?
Sure. Go ahead.
The Montgomery's right up here, you know, directly next to the barn on the far side. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So here and there.
Yeah, this is Alison Morgan. I'm another abutter, and I'm not sure when is the right time for me to ask questions. But I was not aware of any of this until today.
Yeah. Well, so Allison, thanks for speaking up for a second. Let me just finish up with questions from the board, and then we'll open it up to the public.
Perfect.
Thank you. So it looks like 2 property owners that, so on that corner, does that, would that infringe upon that third party, the Morgans? Or is it within the setback for when you get to that property line? It's hard to tell with the way it's
Sure.
there.
Let me pull up the other. Hang on. There we go. So looking at this here, I looked this over with our building inspector as well. And as you can see, the areas that are encroaching on side and rear setbacks, the rear setback, he would need exactly 6.3 feet. And on the side, he would need 9 feet. So this is not exactly as representative as I would enjoy. But as you can see here, as I zoom in a wee bit, he would need 9 feet on this easterly portion, and he would also need 6.3. Let's be generous and round that to at least 7 feet on the southern end. The back end.
And that
But
would be
it's-
is that regardless of
It's
which
those
property?
2 properties only that are impacted, not the third one, correct?
That's correct, sir. That's correct. It's just this one here in the northeasterly portion, and this here on the straight easterly portion.
Okay.
All right, so because again,
The ones,
without seeing that specific distances, so technically the third property that where Ms. Morgan was ready to speak about, it's within compliance of the setback for that property.
that's correct. I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, but this one
Yep.
here, it's in conformity by the skin of, he's only got like 3 feet, 4 feet to spare, but he's in compliance.
Okay, okay.
This one here in the northerly and easterly, those are the encroaching areas.
Okay, okay. So well, that helps. I mean, not that it certainly, when we open the public comment, the people on the call can make their observations or comments heard because they are butters, but we certainly want to be sure that we hear from any particular butter, either verbally or letter-wise, regarding the encroachment on their property line. So that's good.
Sure.
Mhm. All right. So any other board questions at the moment? Or comments, and then I can.
Can you go back to the renderings? I got like no information in the packet. I don't know how I can access any of this information, so.
Sure.
I can't see it either.
Quick second. So are you looking for renderings again?
Yeah,
Very good. Give me one quick second. There we go.
okay, so this is the exterior on the front, so you have this door on the side, so then the interior will have a loft.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you have stairs to go up. The stairs are in the back corner there.
Yeah,
Stairway to get up to the storage upstairs.
okay,
It's gonna be completely unfinished. There's no insulation, no sheetrock, anything like that. Simply just a barn for, to house all my equipment.
Mhm.
And sir, do you plan on doing any work out of here?
Yeah, so just in the workshop area, fixing tools, stuff like that. I do some finished work, build a little bit of, I don't really have the expertise yet, but
Mhm.
to, do built-ins and stuff like that.
what about any exterior lighting on this building?
There'll just be some lantern lights or whatnot in between the garage doors, and then probably a spotlight off the right side.
Mhm.
There'll be nothing on the left side or anything. That I explained that with the Montgomerys, as far as there's not going to be a bunch of lights shining on their property or anything like that.
Mhm. Okay.
I don't have any additional questions, Gerard.
All right, thanks, Brian.
Me either.
Okay. Andy, Gabrielle, or Brad, and then if not, I'll open it up to the public comment.
I don't have any questions.
Nope, I'm all set.
Good.
My only comment as it pertains to this person who I guess is just going to speak is they're claiming that they did not have notice of this, which surprises me. I thought everybody was, all the butters were receiving notifications. So
Yeah,
certainly want to get that addressed.
they're all supposed to be mailed, and I ran the ad for 2 weeks.
Yes,
Um,
all certified mailers were sent out in a timely fashion.
Okay, and so they were on the people that will speak momentarily, they will have been on that list, Todd?
Yes, the one that was crafted from the assessor's office. Yes, sir.
Right, okay, okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Andy. So why don't we open it up to public comment, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. So this is Alison Morgan and Mary Kay Swan. We are in a butter, and yes, we did.
Could you just
get
identify your address, please?
21 Whitcomb Road.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we did get a letter yesterday, so it didn't give us much time to really review this. So I understand that, technically in terms of the variance, it's not on our property, but our property goes along the driveway. And currently there's quite a lot of traffic coming down the driveway. And obviously with more equipment, there will be more. Whitcomb Road is a nice dead-end residential road, and I guess I'm just really concerned about suddenly being in a situation where it seems to be a home that is mixed use. And I guess, I'm sure I don't understand it all, but I sort of wonder about how many other houses can suddenly become mixed use, which can change certainly the noise level, the privacy, and makes me a little bit concerned about the value of the property, because other people might be looking for some of the same things.
Well, I don't believe it's, well, so it is zoned for residential. He's proposing a garage to store his equipment. The applicant can speak to it, but I don't know if he's going to have like people working out of there.
It's
Other people driving. I don't know if it's your own equipment where you drive, but it's not like you're creating a new business on the property.
no, so it's just a small construction company. I have currently 2 guys that work for me.
Mhm.
They meet me at the job every day. They never, nothing's ever delivered construction wise or anything to the property. The only vehicle related to the company is the F-450 that I drive. Like I said, they always just meet me. I mean, the traffic might be just because I do have a wife with 2 young kids, so there's a lot of people coming over, grandparents, family members, whatnot, like you would, like anybody would. Amazon obviously quite a few times, but no excessive traffic related to the business other than just my own personal truck that I drive.
And you don't envision that would change, other than you have equipment stored there, but obviously if it's just you can only drive one piece of equipment at a time, so.
Yeah, I don't, I have no intention. I like to do high quality work, and I feel that, when you have too many guys and you can't be hands on the job, then, the work can tend to start to suffer. So I don't ever plan on, getting 20 crews with 20 vans. That will never happen. Obviously that wouldn't, really work anyway. There wouldn't be space for it. It's only going to ever be my truck. And then, occasionally I'll have somebody come and drop the forklift off when it's not at a job site. Sometimes I'll do, have 4 or 5 houses to build, so it's gone most of the time. Currently, I've been doing, homeowner resident products for the last 4 months. So it's been stored at my father's house.
So it's generally the traffic that you anticipate would be the traffic that you, your family, and other than commercial that you, like we all do if we have Amazon delivery or UPS deliveries, but typically anything related to your construction job, it would be you leaving or returning, or if you've moved equipment out to a job site and it's coming back, it's just being returned. It's just that one time sort of
a. I typically leave at around 6, a little after 6, and I get home a little after 6 every night. So.
Yeah, so I'm sure the building inspector, as far as the permitting requests, if it was to turn into a use issue, that again would be something the building inspector would bring to the board.
Yes, you bring it to my
Just looks like
attention.
an accessory garage at the moment, so.
To answer that, Mr. Chair, if Mike Savageau, our building inspector, does go down there, he's also our zoning enforcement officer. If there's any non-permitted usage, even under home occupation or secondary use provision, he would bring that to my attention, and I would reach out to Mitch directly, and then we would, if necessary, pursue enforcement action after that.
Right.
But
even associated with this, denial of the permit that required him to then come to the zoning board, it was identified as a setback issue, not a use issue.
Exactly. This here is strictly, just to narrow this hearing down, this is strictly to address relief provided due to dimensional requirements of this build, and whether or not this particular parcel of land satisfies the necessary requirements.
Correct. So, but I would just recommend to the butters that, to the extent if you saw things that dramatically change from what you're seeing now, because of, if the garage gets permitted, then, there is that avenue to reach out to Mike Savageau and have him do a review to be sure that it hasn't grown to something that was not envisioned.
Yes.
Super, thank you.
You're welcome. So any other questions, or any other butters, or I can't tell from the screen here, Todd, is that the extent of
It
online participation?
appears so. We have Mitch, Liz, we have Sam Montgomery. If they would like to speak. Everyone else has been already accounted for.
Okay. And the Montgomerys, they submitted a letter, I think you already showed.
Yes, sir, I believe so.
Okay.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yes, these here.
Okay, perfect. Here, and both butters spoke to their favorability of being able to allow the proposed addition. Okay.
Yep. These were letters, they were not letters of support, they were letters of non-objection, and that's
Yeah.
worth note.
Okay.
Hi, this is Sam Montgomery. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir.
I was on the wrong microphone. Sorry about that. Yeah, I submitted this letter. I'm at 31 Whitcomb Road. And Mitch and I have discussed this a couple times previously, but I just have one more question for Mitch about the stone walls that run on the property line. So those stone walls, they run on our property line and then the property line with Pam. Will either of those stone walls be impacted by this?
No, they won't be impacted at all.
Okay.
They'll remain,
those
remain as is.
And they do run right on the property line, so that's a good judgment for where the property line is. Is that correct?
Yeah, so in the back, like where the garage is, I guess the wall flail, it's not, the walls aren't obviously perfectly straight, but generally it's, right there within a few inches right on the line. So,
Okay.
the walls, when I first bought the property, a lot of, sections of the wall were kind of falling down. I actually, rebuilt them. Obviously they look nice. So, those won't be touched at all.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. All right. So if we have no more questions from the board or from the public, then we could entertain a motion to close the public hearing portion of it, the public comment portion of the hearing.
I will make a motion to close the public hearing on
Public
this variance.
Okay. And then, so we'll need a second on that. And
Second.
okay,
Very good. I will begin a roll call vote.
Okay.
I'll begin with Gerard,
yes.
Andy,
Yes,
Brian,
Yes.
Bradley,
Yes,
Elizabeth.
Yes.
Very good. 5 out of 5. Motion carries.
Okay, so then we just, if there's any other comments by the board, we would just need to entertain a motion to approve the structure, the proposed addition, and potentially, with our standard, in substantial conformity to the plot plans and renditions provided. And incorporate, potential, minimal lighting, so not to disturb the abutters.
I will make a motion to approve the submitted plan as submitted and with minimum lighting to disturb any neighborhood problems anyway.
So when you say approve the plan, it's to approve the variance, correct, Andy? I mean, Brad.
Yes, approve a variance for the to produce the plans or to implement the plans presented to the board.
Okay.
Very
I'll
good.
second that.
Excellent. I'll begin a roll call vote. Gerard,
Yes.
Andy,
yes,
Brian,
Yes.
Bradley,
Yes,
Elizabeth.
Yes.
And with that, 5 out of 5, motion carries approved.
Okay, and then we would have to do one more motion, Todd, for your benefit, typically, unless the board chooses a different path, it's always up an option. We, in the past, just for expediency, you know, when either the town planner is put, or the administrators put together the decision, we usually have a motion that allows the chair to sign on behalf of the board.
Yes,
But, you know, so we usually make that motion. But that's, you know, again, it's up to the board if they want to do that.
I will make that motion.
yeah, different ways to the same place.
Okay, so Andy, you making that motion, Andy?
Yes, correct.
Second,
Very good. With that, I will begin a roll call vote. Gerard, sir.
Yes,
Andy,
Yes,
Brian,
yes.
Bradley,
Yes,
Elizabeth,
Yes,
and with that, motion carries.
okay. So, so the motion to approve the variance has been approved. Motion to allow the chair to sign on behalf of the board is approved. So the only other motion we would need is to adjourn the hearing unless you have anything else you need to present to us, Todd.
I would like to say all quiet on the Western Front, but I've really just been so busy with everything else. I really don't have that much else to report. As items come across my desk, I will of course alert you all, and then we can schedule the next hearing appropriately. I do hear some rumblings for some other items, but there's been nothing submitted to my office yet. As soon as something does come across my desk, I'll be sure to reach out.
Okay, and then associated with the most recent 40Bs that we did, I don't know if there were any legacy meeting minutes that hadn't been finalized, or are you aware of anything like that that we would have to at some point review and approve?
No, sir, not yet,
Okay.
not yet. I'll triple check on that, but I'm almost certain that there isn't.
Okay, well, that's good. Good to be caught up for a change.
Many of the boards aren't, so yeah, it's the way
Yeah.
the nature of the beast.
No, Valerie did a great job of like the final push to try to get everything, but you know, just in case something wasn't done, I want to be sure that we're you know, in compliance with the town and meeting law requirements and whatnot, you know.
I agree. I have nothing but endless respect for Valerie's work. She does great work.
Yeah, so, okay. Well, I just formally welcome you to the town. I know we've spoken and met, but you know, in a public setting in front of the rest of the board, we haven't had a chance to, you know, welcome you, and we look forward to your support and your technical expertise.
I deeply appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. Nice to meet you.
Likewise, likewise. I hope to meet everybody in person here sometime in the future.
Mhm.
You know, hopefully not too far away, but I do appreciate the warm welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well,
Get a motion to adjourn?
yeah, that'd be great, Andy. Thanks.
Thank you all.
No motion?
Thanks. Second,
Second round, okay?
All right, roll call vote. Gerard, sir.
Yes, please.
Andy,
Yes.
Brian,
yes.
Bradley,
yes.
Elizabeth,
yes.
and with that, motion carries.
All right, perfect. Well,
Thank you.
6:41. Great job, folks, and everyone have a great Thanksgiving. If anyone's a veteran, happy Veterans Day tomorrow, and thanks
Both
for
my
your
parents
service.
here. I gotta give them both calls tomorrow.
All right, great.
Good night.
Yep.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Take care,
Good night.
everyone. Have a good night. Congratulations.
You're
Mitch.
rinking, Brian.
Yeah, soon.
Me too. Bye.
All right, take care, everybody.
Yep.